Welcome.
Okay, I can hear y'all, man. Much peace and love. This guy's talking about liquidating trust. That's a whole different class. So look, man, what I'm going is dealing with status. Basically, what's going on in the Ernest Watts, peace and love. Basically, what's going on, what you guys are misconstrued about. Y'all asking for real freedom. The first step to freedom is knowing who you are, because you're already free. Mega Chocolate says, peace and love. I never disputed any amount of donation with your organization, nor did I request a donation back. I received all the materials and was satisfied with the results. Peace and love to you, Mega Chocolate. No, what I'm saying is we did issue a bunch of refunds because we wasn't able to access the currency. You got questions, though? Like, I'm ready to go over them. A lot of people, some people hit me up about foreclosure, some people hit me up about court. So I'm just going off the crowd right now, what it is y'all want to go over first, man. Status correction, that's really what I want to go over first, because that's where I believe it starts. Some people hit me up about foreclosure. Now, I hear an echo in the background, so if you're not talking, please mute yourself. But let me, if you got questions, you can put them in, you can type them in, or you can just ask them already. Brian Jefferson says, are all mosques or masjids under their own jurisdiction, or just that one in Atlanta? If not, can you provide guidance on how a mosque should establish a foreign jurisdiction? Mega Chocolate says she wants to ask questions on the home purchasing process. Go ahead and place them in the chat then. Now, I'm not sure how all the mosques or masjids are in your local area, but in Atlanta, they do have their own jurisdiction. They have their own courts. They have their own school. And there's some privately held Moorish science temples out there that actually have their own court as well. So the reason how I found out, I was invited to a masjid. I went to do salat. I started talking. I saw how much commerce that was going on inside the temple, and they had their own government. And they did my I had them do a lot of my paperwork. I had them do, that's where I did a lot of my status correction documents at. They wasn't aware of a lot of the documents, and so after they investigated everything that I had them do for me, then I started updating people's statuses there. But this was the first document I got done there, and this is a peace bond, a covenant of peace in the presence of Almighty Allah. This is a peace bond. It says, Art 1 Supreme Court held at DeKalb County, Nation, Atlanta Republic, a superior court for the people, original jurisdiction under Allah, 3rd Judicial Districts of 10. Covenant of peace in the presence of Almighty Allah, peace bond. I, judge, known as Don Kilam, a sovereign in fact, living soul and natural man on the land, and judge to the original jurisdiction with Allah in the United States of America, and other minor and major states within the United States of America in his or her private capacity.
Hello.
Do hereby enter into this solemn covenant in the presence of the Lord Allah to renounce violence, aggression, and belligerence in our private intercourse, and conduct ourselves lawfully and peacefully under the word of the Lord Allah. Love thy brother as you would love thyself. Refusal to sign this document or similar dishonor compromises the refusing party's confession that Don Kilam is public property. That's it.
So, are you a private entity acting as a public? Are you going to go as far to do that?
You're always acting in the private. Everything's in the private. Everything is your private affairs. You just
what can you tell me about a DBA?
Do what?
Doing business as. What can you tell me about getting a falsy?
That's who you're doing business as.
Unquote.
That's what it is. It doesn't give you any rights. That's the name you're doing business as. You changed your name in business. If you're not operating lawfully on the banking side, it's not a lawful business regardless.
Well, can I have a debit card with the name Sugarcane on it?
You can do whatever you want.
So am I a god?
What?
Am I a god?
Who is this talking?
This is Steve Irwin. You might know me. This is Steven Irwin. I'm with Mid-American. We're going to be doing a heater test. We're going to be turning up your heat to about 110 for about 30 minutes. We need you to stand by.
Hello? My apologies, y'all. Says the template available via donation. This is my own personal template. If you got access to the files, there's a similar template in there, and then you can create your own. If you want me to create one for you, it's gonna be $100 just for me to stop and do anything. You got to read the description. Somebody asked about 90% off for the memberships. Those were light memberships just for a certain period of time. And you got to understand, if you want me to work for you outside, if you're a membership, I give you discounts because it still costs. If you're taking my time up, I'm still going to need a donation. You still got to make a monthly contribute, make something monthly to me. I'm not going to stop for free and talk to anybody. You guys got to know that. I'm not going to stop and talk to you for free. I got 4 kids, and then y'all are baby's kids. Y'all don't die. Y'all multiply. I helped one person, then I had 100 people calling me. Then it was 1,000.
I do work for Mossad. We are trying to take you down. I see you're one of the good ones, so I'll let you go. But I do work for Mossad. We are trying to keep you down, my brother.
I am going to I have to start putting in codes. I just want y'all to know, like, there's people out there, man. Always out here. This is funny. This is why I don't have stuff open to the public. You got crazy people out there. I'm gonna need to start making moderators. But yes, so let's go over the status correction. We're going to go over the non-taxpayer affidavit. First, let me go back to the house. So she said, home purchasing processes. You're going to want to purchase a house from your trust. You're going to want to, well, you can do it regularly. You know, your name's a sole prop. But the trust is you're going to sign over the beneficial interest to the trust. You're going to sign over the beneficial interest to the trust. So, if you have a question, just put it in the chat, all right? Put it on the YouTube chat or put it in the call chat. But I am sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen. Mega Chart, she says, this is Miss Epps, Don. Yeah, I've got all your text messages. You're dealing with that shit on your own. You see how busy I am. If you want to deal with me, you're going to have to drop a donation. Now the houses, you're going to have to put it in a trust. The trust is the beneficial owner. Or you can sell it to a holding company. You follow me? A holding company. This dude keeps saying, how do you liquidate a trust from your bank? Google it, dude. How do you liquidate a trust from your bank? That's a whole trustee class. That's private information. Definitely private information. If you want to learn how to become a trust executor, you're going to want to become a member at donkilam.com. I've already went over that like 50 times with this dude. Look what this says. So we're gonna Google what this. How do you liquidate your trust at a bank? This dude is funny. Name yourself as trustee and transfer your assets. Appoint a successor. There's your answer. That's how you liquidate your trust from a bank. Dude's crazy, man. Now you got a bunch of more stuff to study. It's a whole class. It's a whole rabbit hole. I'm going to say it again. How do you liquidate your trust? Name yourself as trustee. Transfer the assets. Appoint a successor. The successor is usually a holding company. A holding company, a holding company, a holding company. Yeah, let me twist up, because y'all are crazy right now. This is why I don't talk to the public. Y'all talking about, y'all got the treasury hitting y'all up. Y'all don't hit me up, because I didn't tell y'all to do anything. Y'all think y'all can give me a donation for $200 and think I'm just going to deal with all your nonsense? No, it don't work like that, bro. You got to pay me for your problems to become mine, period. You understand? I give you this information free of charge. Just watch my videos. To the public. To the public. You messed up because you did something wrong. I'm not following your paperwork for you. I'm not. You know, I give you something similar, then you're going to have to look through it and change some stuff. That way, it's not me that did it. Do you understand? So you'll be like, this is what Don said. No, Don told you to study. Don told you to know thyself. People be hitting me up when they become a member and start calling me 24/7. No, that's not how this works. You still got to schedule a call. You're still going to have to drop a donation to talk to me. My time is valuable. Like, I'm getting to a point like y'all just heard on the call. I had to put it in lecture mode because there's people out here threatening me. You just didn't hit on the phone call? You're one of the good ones. We're going to take you down. Exactly what they said on the call, yo. Y'all don't understand. Yeah, I'll tell you what goes on in private while I'm sitting here spreading peace and love every motherfucking day. Motherfuckers is calling me, threatening me. I done had all types of shit happen to me that y'all don't even know, that y'all can't even fathom, to bring y'all this information. And y'all still want to try to take from me, try to take every little bit of energy y'all can, and then keep blowing me up, and then get mad. So first and foremost, if I say I didn't receive your donation through Stripe, then I didn't receive your donation through Stripe. There's nothing I can do. I'm not scamming you. I'm not fucking you over. There's nothing I can do. You don't see all these other people that I'm helping? You don't see these other videos where people are talking testimonials about me? You don't see these other people in these groups, these Facebook groups or Instagram, making posts about me, saying how much I've helped them and their success? Do you understand? So y'all need to start taking a workman that's worthy of his hire. Doing my best to help raise the consciousness of the same people that they're trying to bring you down. I'm doing my best to get through that programming, that whitewash programming of you on top of these haters, on top of these threats, on top of all of this, this is why I get the prize at the end of the day. I put forth the study, and I don't let none of that shit affect me. Period. Fuck them. The same people that's supposed to be there for you is the same people that's going to take from you, the same people that's going to rob you. Period. Sit back and take notes and listen. You want to rock with your boy and you're going to drop a hefty donation. You're not going to drop $200 or $300 and expect me to be answering every fucking text message and every call. No, it's not going to work like that. Like I said, if I have 24 hours in a day and only got 24 clients, then what? And I can talk to them every day. You got to understand. That's why I set up these classes. And I'm still coming to the public, bringing this shit here for you for free. Do you understand? You want to learn the truth, you're going to learn estate planning. Learn estate planning. Then learn real estate. Then contract law and trust law. All this shit ties together because everything is equity. You're considered equity. When you're a sole prop, you're considered equity. And everything you own is considered equity. These contracts, that's the money. The contracts is the money because you're compelled to perform on these contracts. So, non-payer, non-taxpayer, durable, power of attorney, general in fact, revocation of all previous powers of attorney. This is a non-taxpayer affidavit. Now, the declaration of use of UCC 9-102 and 9-109 as household goods and consumer goods, not for commercial use or for profit or gain. You have to understand. Look, understand this. Here's the importance of the OID. Because fair exchange isn't robbery. So if the books are balanced, you're not doing nothing wrong. You understand? So when you go work for somebody and they give you a compensation, then the books are even. But you have to declare it on the documentation. If you don't declare it and do the bookkeeping on the documentation, then the books are off balance. Do you understand? Do I need to say that again? If somebody contracts, you go to work, you agree. You agree to paying. You agree to making $15 an hour. And you go do the work. Books are balanced. You don't owe nobody shit. They paid you, you don't owe them, and they don't owe you. That's OID right there. Original issue discount. Simple as can be. Do you understand? Now, notice of intent with certificates and other equitable titles attached here too. Everything is equitable titles, okay? Equitable titles means you hold the beneficial interest to whatever is attached to that title, to whatever collateral is attached to that title. It just so happens to be that you are attached as collateral to the birth certificate. So this is why it's important that you get your status updated on the public side and the private. These are two different shows. These are two different plays. These are two different programs. These are two different TV stations like MTV and BET. These are two different programs. Notice of intent with certificates and other equitable titles attached here too. And in there, we let it be known to all men and women that you're a natural man or woman having first-hand knowledge of the facts stated herein, do hereby affirm, attest, certify, as well and declare that I am the sole owner of the all caps name estate to include any and all derivatives or assumed names, marks, codes, and presumptions herein referenced to as principal in the county of your county, and do appoint the principal stand as a non-adverse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party. This makes you a friend of the United States, not an enemy. In your county, you appoint the principal and stand as non-averse, non-belligerent, okay? And as a true and lawful attorney general in fact. That's how you get your rights back, through attorney generals, okay? Only generals strip away your rights because you're at war. You're a prisoner of war now when you're an enemy. And you put that you're a Native American and disavow and reject any and all rights associated with the 14th Amendment, Section 1 of the United States of America Constitution. And in it, you put notice of lack of jurisdiction presentation. That's identifying you, your name, birthday, identification numbers. You put that you're a private citizen and a non-taxpayer as defined in your state statutes or the statutes that you want to utilize. Put your expiration date and put your nationality in there. It could be American Native Indian, it could be Blackamoor, Cherokee, whatever, as long as you got a nationality. And on it, put perpetual election to remove minor disabilities or disabilities of minorities. So you can get put back on the major status. You no longer have minor accounts. You are the beneficial owner. I am the beneficial owner of the Equitable Sister K Trust. I deny infancy. Now this is the notice of intent, perpetual election to withdraw consent on the same documentation. Let them know this is in interest of the United States of America and the interest of the American people. You are not a U.S. citizen under federal law pursuant to 8 U.S.C. 1101A21. However, born in the State of the Union, a citizen of the sovereign state and Republic of California, alien, per 26 U.S.C. 57701 B1A, not part of the state defined in 26 U.S.C. 7701A 10 4 U.S.C. as individual per 26 CFR 1.1441-1C3. There's a lot more legal mumbo jumbo, but I'm not gonna keep reading all of that. But you let them know I waive any and all in aid and protect of man and women made statutory national laws and become a stateless person relative only to the national government pursuant to the Newman Green versus Alfonso Laren 490 U.S. 826-1989. I'm not as defined by the Internal Revenue Code subtitle A, trade or business, a franchise excise tax, also called an income tax, trade or business, as defined in 26 U.S.C. 7701. And as 261 as functions of the public office in the government. That's exactly what's going on. You're utilizing these numbers. They're making you public officials of public office. Peace and love, J. Fox. Peace and love. Again, if you got any questions, put them in the chat. I'm going over status correction. We can go over debt disputes. But you know, basically what I go over, and want you guys to really fully comprehend, is learning the importance of updating your status, creating a business, protect your assets through the trust, and then build business credit. And then start acquiring stuff. But learning how to leverage that credit, and peace and love, Amanda. I don't think you should just be going on and watching these gurus, including myself. You shouldn't just be coming on watching people on YouTube without first doing your own study and research. Please, 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 I'm a stranger. Don't take my word for anything. Please, 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 they're strangers. Don't take their words for anything. Study first. Make sure what they're telling is the right shit. Make sure it's lawful. They're telling the right shit. Study. Make sure you see it yourself and you comprehend it yourself before dealing with them, period. Make sure you have a basic understanding. Because as soon as they see you as less intelligent, it's not going to be good for you on the other side. So you got to make sure that no matter what you do, any business dealings that you're dealing with, study the codes and statutes. Make sure they're doing the right shit. Know the business. Know the business. Any and all powers of the Attorney General, non-adverse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party, does supersede former attorney-in-fact powers, and furthermore, current powers cures all previous signatures. Contracts and or power of attorneys entered into during infancy. You gotta become your own Attorney General in fact. And that's on the private side. This is all on the private side. Brian Jefferson says, I'm stuck on where to file the document, or where would be suggested as where to file, put on notice, and be able to check to see that the records haven't been updated. You're not always going to be able to check to see if the records have been updated, but once it's sent, it's sent. You no longer have, it doesn't matter, they got it. That's why you send a green card. You send it with a certified mail. You send a certified mail. Once they received it, they received it. Ignorant of the law is no excuse. Now, the first place you're going to want to send this is the Secretary of State. That's what I do. Second place, your county deeds office. IRS, Treasury, anybody that you find significant. District courts, with the send it to the chief judge. I always send stuff to the district courts, the chief judge, because you got to understand, when we look at it, we already know all courts are tax courts. Everything goes to the tax courts. 28 U.S.C. 3002. I'm going to keep bringing that up. I'm going to keep showing y'all that. If you're following with me, if you're following along with me in the chat. 28 U.S.C. 3002. Go to subsection 2. Court means any court created by the Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. We already know these Congress did not set up these courts. So it's got to be a tax issue. And how do we know? Because when you go down to 14, state means any of the several states, the District of Columbia, that's possessions of the United States. You go to 15, United States means a federal corporation. So everything's a tax issue, everything's corporations on the public side during the public place, because that's the public information. Do you understand? So when dealing with these people, Secretary of State, the birth certificate was put on file with your county deeds office. You do exactly what they did. Exactly what they did. IRS, Social Security Administration, everybody. If they don't know what to do with it, it's not on you. Tell them to send it, forward it to your legal department then. It must be a legal matter. I'm not here to school you in the law. That's what you tell them. Exactly. This is your life. So you got to start taking it seriously. Peace and love. I appreciate you, Amanda. Someone really asked me, have I processed the DTC form? That's not some shit I'm going to answer on the public. Hell no, I'm not going to answer on the public. So you got to understand, your corporation on the private side. Your corporation on the private side. She asked, have I gained access to my TDA account? If you pay an electric bill, if you got a utility bill in your name, you have access to your TDA account. If you're using credit with your Social Security number, you have access to your TDA account. Study. Y'all out here just filing paperwork, ain't studying nothing. Study. What is your TDA account? Isn't that your Social Security number? Now, would you use your trust to buy real estate or use it to hold assets? A trust does not hold real estate. They become beneficial owners or the beneficial interests. The trust is the liens. so to speak. Do you understand? The trust is an entity. Do you understand? The corporation is the person. Do you understand? The corporation buys the property. The corporation buys the real estate. And then the trust becomes the beneficial owner. The trust is like a spirit, so to speak. You understand? If me and you have trust, me and you trust each other, you can't see it. A true bond or a true trust in commerce with your higher power or higher self is just an idea or an expression. In order for the trust to make sense, it has to have a corporation established. In order for the certificate by trust to make sense, it has to have the social security number established. It's going to have that sole proprietorship established. It's going to need a name. A trust ain't nothing but ideas, and then you put it on paper, and now it's a corporation, so to speak. Peace and love. First and last says he's chiefing here in Republic of Washington. He asked what I'm chiefing on. Right now I'm smoking on that garlic cookies. It's Anacodomicate. It's through the Buddha Company. And this stuff is at 29.876%. And this is my first blunt today. I've been working all day. Just got to eat before I went on live. Just ate before I went live. Took a shower. I'm supposed to be resting and learning on Sundays. I worked. Some people, if you really want to get out the system, someone's asking about the Social Security accounts. If you really want to get out the system, you're going to want to close down those accounts and create your own trust corporation. See, a lot of people keep trying to access this credit. Why are you trying to access something that's already yours? They turn your labor into credit is what they do. So you got to learn that your labor is already vested inside of you and learn how to be creative with it for yourself. If that makes sense. So, me personally, Brian Jefferson says, look at the language. You got to look at the nouns, adjectives, and verbs, all of that, because this is how they play upon your subconscious. There's so many elements that goes along with this. The reason why I show this bond with Allah, and I'm gonna pull it up for you guys. I'm gonna pull up a version for you guys right now. If you're following along in the chat, because I'm saying that y'all need to see this. I've said that y'all need to see the visual of the actual bond with your higher power. You gotta understand everything comes from your higher power. Where do thoughts and your creation and imagination, where's all that come from? That comes from your creator. Where'd you come from? You came from your creator. So you gotta understand how important the bond is, and then remember the bond. You have an agreement with your higher power, or you wouldn't be here. Alright, so where I got the idea of the bond is from Dr. Samuel Kennedy's Take No Prisoners, which was recorded Sunday, January 27, 2008. And it's some great material. Great material. But I want to pull it up so you guys can see it on the screen. Here it goes, right here. You gotta understand the reason why the bonds with your higher power work is because when you introduce the Bible's a factor in the courtroom. The Bible is considered public record, and it contains the history of births, deaths, marriages, christenings, and baptisms. You understand? I hope this makes sense. Pull this forward, y'all. Pull it a little bit closer. And like I said, the reason why you learn trust, wills, learn about estate planning, because that's what the Bible is. It's the will and testament. You gotta understand the Old Testament, the New Testament. What is that? You ever looked at a will? You understand? This is how they play in our subconscious. And if you find this information valuable, man, you already know what to do. DonKilam.com/donate. Become a full-fledged member. I'm not gonna walk in. I'm not gonna tell you what to do on anything. I'm gonna coach you. I'm gonna guide you. That's what I'm here to do. Oh, it's Labor Day. That's why they shooting off them fireworks. I'm like, what they shooting off fireworks? I appreciate everybody that was tuned in with me on the Instagram as well. Cash App MoreBeauty7, DonKilam.com/donate. And before I keep going on, moving forward, I'm gonna go ahead and get those tour dates back out to you guys. I got a lot of people. I got 82 people watching, 28 people just hit like. So that's what's up, man. If you haven't hit like right now, because I'm dropping that doty to you, man. So every Sunday, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am more excellent. Status, standing, trust, and business questions and answers. Sunday school with your boy right here. Every Monday, it's gonna be the business trust law. We're going to go over trust law, contracts, child support. I'm going to go over that stuff for you. But we want to meet with me directly. I got seminars open to the public. San Diego, I'm in the building September 12th. You don't want to miss it. September 22nd, Dallas, Texas. What's good with you? I'm in the area. Schedule that right now. Go to DonKilam.com. Scheduled events. Baton Rouge, September 25th. So, you know, there's plenty of room in San Diego because there's just a lot of people that want to do one-on-one meetings in San Diego. But Dallas, there's just a few tickets left. You want to sign up for that. Baton Rouge, there's still a few slots left. You want to sign up for that. Columbus, Ohio, there's still a lot of tickets available. That's October 10th. Detroit, Michigan, October 14th. Chicago, Illinois, October 7th. Now, Chicago is filling up fast. St. Paul, Minnesota, October 24th. Atlanta, Georgia always fills up. Atlanta, Georgia is always sold out. I'm there again November 1st, so make sure you check it out. Houston, Texas, I'm always sold out, so make sure you sign up now. I'm there November 7th. Denver, Colorado, November 14th. It's mediocre. You dig what I'm saying? It's mediocre. Sometimes I sell out, sometimes I don't in Denver. Las Vegas, people always want to see your boy in Las Vegas. November 21st, I'm going there, so it's not as hot. Honolulu, Hawaii, December 1st, there's still room available in Honolulu, Hawaii. There's also an online event that's unlimited, but a lot of people have signed up for the online event December 1st in Honolulu, Hawaii. So if you sign up, I will be interactive with you for the online event as well. I'm creating a whole nother platform. Now, Phoenix, Arizona, December 12th. That way it's not as hot. In Fresno, California, December 19th. So you don't want to miss that, man. You do not want to miss that. We're doing class every first Friday and Saturday. You can sign up for the OID class, and I'll work with you directly one-on-one and make sure you get all the information that you need. Make sure you get all the blanks filled in so that you can get that original issue discount filled out correctly. You set up as a private banker. That's what you want to do, private banker. Private banker. Someone asked when I'm coming to Brooklyn. I just left New York in July. Not sure when we're going to schedule that again. So we got So, there's the covenant to the presence of Almighty Yahweh. If you're in the chat, I'm going to make sure you get this document. I just put it in the chat. If you joined me from the chat, I just put it in there. It looks like a lot of people just joined from the phone. I just got one person from the chat. So, send me an email. You want this document from Samuel Kennedy? Take no prisoners. If you need it, send me an email at malikkilam@donkilam.com. malikkilam@donkilam.com. That's MALIKKILAM @donkilam.com. DONKILAM.com. I'm gonna put that in the chat as well. Alright, so back to the status correction. You talk about name decrees. I don't do none of that. I don't ask the court for shit. You are the court. Why are you asking? So, on the public side, before I get back to the status correction. On the public side, man, you're gonna want to create your name into a LLC or a C corp or a S corp. You're gonna have to turn into a company or a corporation. And then you're going to have to learn the different roles and functions and the different positions that you can play of operating a company or a corporation. But you want to create your name into a company or corporation. And then, when you want to do a name decree, this is when you do a DBA. You want to change your name, you do a DBA. Especially if you're changing your name in the public. Now, if you change your name in the private, you don't need nothing. Malcolm X ain't got no paperwork saying his last name is X. Come on, show me Louis Farrakhan. Think his last name was Farrakhan? Do you even know who Elijah Pule Bey was? Do you follow me? You don't need no name decree. This is all private information. You understand when the Moors was issuing IDs, that was IDs based on their trust. From the Zodiac Constitution. The Zodiac Constitution is a trust. A constitution is a trust. Let's look up the definition of constitution. If you look at the language of a constitution, then go look at the language of the trust. It's the same thing. Constitution, a body of fundamental principles are established according to which a state or other organization is acknowledged to be governed. It says, according to which a state or other organization is acknowledged to be governed. A trust, in simple terms. A trust is a fiduciary arrangement, a money arrangement, a contractual arrangement, financial arrangement that allows a third party or trustee to hold assets on behalf of a beneficiary. So all a trust does is hold the assets. It can hold the assets. It owns nothing, it only holds assets. This is why I say on the public side, you create a holding company. A holding company. And then on the private side, you have a trust as the beneficial interest. The trust don't have the beneficial interest. When you place a lien, it will be the holding company who places the lien. Do you understand? Now, the contract that you, your parents, and you have with this corporation would be the birth certificate which created the trust to hold your assets. And to operate those assets and be the authorized owner, the authorized representative, you need to create a business so that the paperwork can understand you, so the corporations can understand you, so you have a sole proprietorship. Your name is considered a sole proprietorship. What is a sole proprietorship? I keep going over this. The sole proprietorship is the simplest business form under which one can operate a business. The sole proprietorship is not a legal entity. It simply refers to a person who owns the business and is personally responsible for its debts. A sole proprietor, also known as the sole trader. Sole trader, you're trading your soul. Individual entrepreneurship or proprietorship is a type of enterprise that is owned and run by one person in which there is no legal distinction between the owner and the business. So regardless of whether you think you need to create a business on the public side or not, you already have a business in the public, especially if you're utilizing the Social Security number, especially if you have contracts out there with corporations, including United States Corporation. Ernest Watts is peace and love from Humboldt County. I'm not far. He's in Cali. He's at home with the ganja. So, simplest form, a status correction once again. Turn your name into a corporation or a company because it's already operating as a business entity. You already have a banking account number. You already have a trust established. This is all private documents. So, when you look at the legislative department, the government cannot go against private contracts and treaties. This is a constitutional right, okay? So, when your trust has a private contract with your corporation, then this is lawful. So, I'm gonna pull up some files right now. So we got so first, create an EIN for your trust. This is how you get them to recognize stuff on the private side. Now, when you're putting stuff in the private on the public, the stuff in the public, you're gonna want to make sure that if it's an actual trust that's holding the assets, then you don't necessarily want to. And this is called liquidating the trust as well, unless you want to take cash or fund the trust. Now, if it's a house, we'll put this on our private trust. We're not going to create an EIN. We're not going to put this on the public record. We're not going to put the trust on the public record. But we will make the county aware of it. So if you look up donkilam.com, in Hannibal, Missouri, Trust Administration Bank, the land patent on that reads the 321 South Arch Trust. That's the land patent for that. And that land patent is placed inside the trust along with the other mortgages and promissory notes and other titles dealing with that property and land. You have to create your own land deed because they're after the property. They can't never get anything on the land. The land is the republic. The property is the fiction. You understand? It's just an idea or concept. It did all you would need if you wanted to open up a bank account for a trust when you do fund a trust, or if you do want to bring a bank or attorney into your financial affairs, you're going to need an abstract or a trust or your certification of trust, then your declaration of trust. And then this is where a lot of people mess up on, especially on the corporate side with your business. I don't care if it's an LLC or a corporation, but also with your trust. You're going to have to keep minutes of the initial trustee meetings. You should have a meeting at least twice a year on the trust and your business. On the business side, it's called a board meeting. On the trustee side, it's called a trustee meeting. What do you think court is? That is a minute meeting. That is a corporation meeting. That's a trust hearing. That's a trust meeting. They're having a meeting with the board of directors, so to speak. The board of directors meeting. And you brought your attorney with you. See, when these companies hold their board meetings, that's their court. That's their court meeting. This is why they bring in attorneys. This is why they bring in accountants. This is why they bring in CPAs. This is why they bring in brokers. Because everything has to be documented. Because if there's any disagreement on anything, then assets are at stake. And this is what's going on with you guys at a lower level, and when you're in the courts, when you're dealing with these corporations, everything. And y'all won't read and try to understand. Y'all keep trying to wake up people that don't want to help you or help you understand. Get away from those people, man. You got to have minutes on the meeting, and you got to have the board. You got to have your board established, whether it's just you or somebody else and a couple people. You got to make sure you have you register your own trust certificates with your trust. You got to act like it's a corporation. You got to act like you got to act just like them. If I was supposed, if I got to go get stuff notarized and file the stuff with the clerk at the courts, then you have to do the same thing with yourself. You can't keep thinking this is you. You got to step outside yourself for a minute. You got to act like you're working for yourself, because that's what it is. Act like you're working for somebody else. Because if you was working for somebody else, you would be doing your job and your directives. So you're going to have to create your own structure and your own rule list. Then you're going to have to create you have to accept these people. So if these people, you appoint these people as your board members, they have to accept it. So you got to get that notarized. If it's just you, you got to get it notarized. You have to accept the position, or it's not lawful. Do you understand? Now, I do want to note, when dealing with the trust, for your name, your actual name, on the SS4, if you were to create an irrevocable trust, just with the contracts of your ID, social, and birth certificate, right? It's going to ask county and state where principal business is located. You put Puerto Rico under 31 U.S.C. 132A, 2, A, and 62. The TIN of the grantor is going to be the trust. You're going to put you created an irrevocable trust, and it was started on your birthday, and then it was acquired on the day that you became into existence, that you're filing this paperwork. And then you're going to put that you're the trustee and a managing director. See, that's the title when dealing with the trust. You're the trustee and managing director. Do you follow me? And the reason why I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff is because, for one, y'all gotta drop me that money, and for two, I was in prison 8.5 years of my life, and I figured this shit out. I was homeless less than a year of my life, like with nothing. I mean, I was homeless longer than that, but I'm talking about out here in the streets homeless. And I still did it. I took the time to learn. I took the time to figure myself out. You can always gain clarity if you figure out the shit you need to face in life, because you led yourself to it. So quit running from it. Quit running from your shadows. Face that shit. That's how you get clarity in life. How can I get light shining on anything if I'm trapped in darkness? You gotta think about it. Think about it. Now, we're going to go back to this status correction, man. The non-taxpayer affidavit. So when you're setting yourself up as the attorney in fact, the powers of the powers and attorney general in fact, this is going to give you the right to sell, exchange, buy, invest, or reinvest any assets and or property, whether by possession and or ownership, which may have income production or non-income production assets and property. See, when you're operating on the public side as a public official, they just need your permission, get you to sign the forms, they're acting as agents, and then they sell the shit to brokers. They sell these contracts to brokers. You think that's what's going on in court, man, you're crazy. And then it's not a tax until you assess it. Because when you go into the court, and you say you understand, you sign all this power, over, you're gifting shit from your estate, you're gifting stuff from your labor, you're gifting stuff from your credit, you're creating obligations and contracts, and then you're gonna go to jail and pay that shit off by working for the state. It's big money. So when you set up your own power of attorney, general in fact, this is what I'm going over, which is my status correction documents. You know, take my status correction class or drop a $200 donation. This shit is yours. If you're in jail, you're locked up, because I do have people in jail locked up. Take this shit and read it. Then take a dictionary and look up the words you don't understand. You ain't got nothing but time anyways. Quit watching TV. Quit gambling. Quit smoking weed. Quit chasing boy pussy. Do you understand? I'm going to keep it 100 because I've been to prison. I know what you was doing. Y'all saying here got a bad wife at home. Wife stressed the fuck out over you, and you in there getting your dick sucked. So this is why listen. All this talking, not worried about it, bro. If you can get money in jail, hit your boy up, drop a donation. You in there getting your dick sucked, you can get $200. Get this document and then read it. Then start your own study groups. People want to ask what I was doing in prison. Study groups, the same thing I'm doing now. Ain't shit changed. We go to a law library and study, then come back that night and go over what the fuck we learned. The same stuff I'm doing for you guys right now. I'm not going to act like I wasn't smoking weed. I've always smoked weed. I used to sell my phone time for weed. Do you understand? I'm going to keep it real. Y'all sitting here, you think they're not putting stuff in the drinks when you're locked up? Ain't no way a man should be going to prison and still being horny. Ain't no way. What in there is making you horny? And then you see that they're giving the so-called transsexual, she-male, whatever you want to call them, they're giving them rights. If they're on the hormone pill, they're giving them pills. And that's taking them away from your funding. This is why you can't get free laundry soap no more. This is why you're getting the bullshit soap and bullshit hygiene that's breaking your ass out. This is why you got to pay for your own medical in prison now. This is why you can't smoke cigarettes in prison now. This is why you don't have freedoms in prison now. Which it shouldn't be fun anyways. But you're allowing a lot of shit to pacify you in prison. You're in there gambling, sports center, ain't learning shit, not rehabilitating yourself. And I'm not saying there's not programs to rehabilitate you. And you're sitting there eating that bullshit that's not going to allow you to think. Fast if you must fast. Eat that shit when you have to. When you fast, that gets rid of the weak. That gets rid of the negative in your body. Do you understand? Going in there getting tatted up. What you in there getting tatted up for? What you spending money on that for? You could have been spending some money on some books. Get some books and read and learn something and deal with these people. You sitting here and the people out here, didn't y'all want to bash the people talking about don't go in there and tell the judge that shit, you're going to get time? For what? Because you scared? Because you bow down to that cracker? Because you bow down to that white man? Because he had a robe on? Because you bow down to that white man because he had a suit on? But you quick in the streets. You quick to be in the streets and hate on the motherfucker that look just like you. This is why I don't give a fuck, yo. You better invest. Invest. Invest in yourself. You want to sit here and tell your brother, man, what the fuck to do all the fucking time. You need to do this. You need to do that. What do you need to do? First of all, you need to quit bowing down to that motherfucker in the robe. First of all, you need to quit bowing down to that motherfucker in a suit and tie. That's what the fuck you need to do. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all, man. Real talk. I'm not saying that when a motherfucker pull up with a gun on their hip and a badge on their chest. Yeah, bitch up. Hey, man. With all due respect, you had your emergency flashes on. All my rights are reserved. You think I'm black, which I'm not. I'm white. I am white. And I'm a child of the Most High. I am a Native American. I don't want any issues. You know, peaceful compliance with that motherfucker with the badge, because we know how he gets. We know how he gets. But when it comes to these motherfuckers in the robe and the suits, these motherfuckers ain't got guns on their hips. These motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit. That's why they sent the motherfucker with the badge towards your ass. Do you understand? When you get in the fucking jail cell, you in the cell, don't fucking sign shit. What's your name? My mom calls me son. My children call me father. Let us take your picture. No, that's against my religion. I feel like you're stealing my soul. You're not stealing my images. You're not stealing my soul essence. All my rights are reserved. So if you want to know my name, put Mr. All Rights Reserved. How about that? Where do I live? I live in a house. My name, my mom calls me son. My children call me father. Can you show me something for my name for presentment? Understand the word presentment. Let's look up the word presentment. All crimes are commercial, man. You need to understand that all crimes are commercial. Presentment, a formal presentation of information to a court, especially by a sworn jury regarding an offense or other matter. You need to understand they're playing a part of your subconscious. They're playing a part upon your ignorance because you don't know shit. Because you don't want to read. Read. Just because I'm telling you this shit and you're like, oh man, he's the truth, it's right. You're still not going to retain half of this shit unless you wrote it down or you read the shit and then write it down. Read. It's out there. All the information is out there. They say, how do I deposit a promissory note into my bank account and monetize a note? Have a corporation and a trust that has a net worth that's already been funded, a funded trust or a funded corporation, and then you can move those things around. You'll be accepted. You can't even securitize your documents because you don't have your private bank set up. You don't have your private trust administration set up. You can't even acquire assets because you don't have your proper LLC holding company set up. Do you understand? Y'all stay here trying to do shit and you don't got nothing funded. This is why they're looking at you like you're crazy. When you go in the bank, you can't get a bank account. You don't file UCC1s for what? Do they know who the natural person is? So why would you ever put that a natural person is putting a lien against a corporation? The public and the private don't mix. The yin doesn't mix with the yang, but it works together. Do you understand? You can't be night and day. You can't be happy and sad. You can't be mad and happy at the same time. Try smiling and being mad at the same time. Just try it. Y'all sitting here talking about, ooh, I got unlimited credit. Yeah, as long as you're alive, you got unlimited credit because whatever you put forth out in the universe is going to come back to you. That is your credit. When I say I got credit, it's because I built it in the streets first. This black card came to me because I have been benefiting humanity. I have been putting out information for the people. So when $250,000 in credit hit my bank account, then I was given an invitation. How do you close down your TDA account? You do it by closing down your Social Security number because your Social Security number is the TDA account. The fuck you mean? But why would you close it down if it's attached to credit? You're sitting here, you want to figure out how to get this credit? Well, how do they get your credit? The bank can get your credit, right? So why don't you create a bank? Who owns that bank? Don't somebody own that bank? Isn't there such thing as bank owners? So why can't you own your bank? And why can't you be the only customer? Who can get your credit? Insurance companies? Why can't you own your own insurance company? And if you can't get it in the public, why you can't get one that's in the private and do private business just with yourself? Come on, talk to me now. Who can access your credit? Those who can give lines of credit. If you have unlimited credit, who are you going to give your credit to? What do you have to do to accept your own credit? Because when you operate from a corporation standpoint, you operating from this corporate standpoint, you need to study the business, figure out what needs to be done to establish a private bank, what needs to be done to establish a private insurance company, and then access that credit. What needs to be done to become a broker? Series 7 certification? Series 7 certification? What? And then when you create these contracts, then you place them in your trust. You create a trust for each contract. I don't care if it's an insurance policy, 401k, IRAs, Geico insurance. That's a policy. That's a contract. Do you understand? A contract would be a debt note. All the birth certificate is a trust certificate. Do you understand? It's showing that you have beneficial interest in that sole proprietorship. Learn how to get your own bank you created. That's how you get your own bank you created. And that's a whole different class. Become a private member at donkilam.com. This is what I do. The highest membership at donkilam.com, I will come to you. Come to you. 2.5 days. It won't take no longer than 2.5 days. Get you whatever you need. Get you together. Second membership, we do it with you. Last membership, I give you some files, man. That's just what it is to become a light member. But you still got to make sure you pay your membership dues. This is a club, man. And I'm making sure everybody's going to start staying connected. Everybody that's working with me, we're building a dream team right now, baby. I just got my board members together. That's why I'm down here moving so hard, grinding so hard, having these private meetings. So I got an attorney. I got a CPA. I was trying to work with my old bookkeepers, but fuck them. I'm starting from scratch. Fuck everybody that was in my past. Fuck them. So I got me a fucking trust attorney. I got me a CPA. And if you work with me privately, listen, I'm going to show you how to do this. Shit's easy. I'm going to show you how to get the list. List of leads. And the people, listen, so we get our business plans together. We get our business plans together. We get our portfolios together. Our whole financial portfolio, you got to have that regardless. Or these attorneys and CPAs ain't even going to talk to you. I'll show you how to get them to work for you for free. All you do is give them a percentage of the company. You give them some shares. You dig what I'm saying? It's easy. It's easy. And then you meet twice a year, and you got to make sure they agree. That's why you don't want to have a whole bunch of them. I say I don't do no more than 5. But right now I'm only working with 3. So we can all meet at the same time. All meet. Attorney was glad to sign up with me. I gave him 7%. CPA, I gave him 3. I was looking to give him up to 5. Do you understand? They accepted it for 3%. 3% in shares. The attorney accepted it for 7%. So I create the business plan. I create the financial forecasting. And then you stick with it. You create your own business acquisition. And then you walk into the bank. I'll show you how to do it. The SBA will give you up to $5 million. You got the right plan? Do you understand? This is the public side. Y'all sit here stuck on this bullshit. Y'all sit here stuck on this shit, trying to access the birth certificate. Do you have the birth certificate in your hand? Then you got access to it. So what you waiting on? You don't want to create your own business. You want to get money with nothing. How you going to get money for nothing if you don't have a business? Who's going to give you that? The government knows what they did wrong. Man, our ancestors still waiting on the 40 acres and the mule. Guess what? You can get that. It's easy. It takes a little time. It takes a little effort. Y'all just sit around at home, listen to rap music, watching Love of Hip Hop, texting Lil Ray Ray, talking shit on Facebook, looking up Instagram hoes, watching porn, touching a little wee wee. I'm just keeping it real right now on what's going on. Y'all sit here and watch porn and bitches on TV all day. That's the time you could have been investing in yourself and learning something. 900 hours, you're an expert. 900 hours, you're considered an expert in something. This stuff didn't come overnight. I've been studying this stuff since I was 17, baby. It just started clicking just a few years ago. Do you understand? So, on the private side, you gotta let them know y'all can't open or close bank accounts on my behalf without permission. We demand everything. Demand means assertion of a legal right. So we always make sure we demand stuff. We let them know that they cannot conduct any business with any banks, place any liens, financial obligations, promissory notes, bills of exchange, hardship claims, salvage claims, quit claims, body ecclesiasticals, corporation souls, body corpus, all this. They can't do it. Let them know they can't perform any acts to deposit anything. This is all black magic, really. What is spelling? Spelling is spell casting. So you need, once you realize what they're doing, you stop them and then you do it. You do what they was doing. It's yours, but you make it yours on the public side too. Not only on the private, you make it yours on the public. Because who's going to come at you and say anything? Because now it's public record. Secretary of State signed off on it. IRS signed off on it. Banks signed off on it. On the status correction on the private side, we let them know they can't perform any acts. They can't exercise any stock rights. You gotta understand, a stock gets rights, baby. What you know about stock rights? Let's look that up, man. Let's look it up. A lot of people don't even know. See, when you're higher up in the game, you know. The term stock rights refers to the privilege granted to existing shareholders to receive additional shares of common stock. When a new issue is offered to the marketplace, generally a stock right allows the shareholder to receive the additional shares of stock in the same proportion as their existing holdings. Investing in stock rights and warrants. What are warrants? Warrants are long-term instruments that also allow shareholders to purchase additional shares of stock at a discounted price, but they are typically issued when an exercise price above the current market price. Let's say that again. What are warrants? Warrants are long-term instruments that are also allow shareholders to purchase additional shares of stock at a discounted price. I'm giving y'all that private information, and y'all stay here, and y'all want to act like y'all listen. DonKilam.com/donate. The best way to leave a donation, really, though, is the Cash App, MoreBeauty7, MoorBeauty7. I don't care if you feel like it's worth $1. I don't care if you feel like it's worth $2, $5, $10, $100, $50. Drop something. Drop it right now, because I'm giving y'all that crack. Because now you understand what a warrant is. You understand your charge? They give you a warrant. That gives you stock rights, baby. You're giving your shares over to who? The clerk. The courts. Who's the fiduciary? The judge. Who's the beneficiary? You are.
You're giving up your rights, and they're giving you different beneficial interests because you cannot give up something without them giving something in exchange. So when you gave up the gold, they said, hey, we're going to pay off all your debts in the future. You give over your rights in the courtroom, you get jail time, baby. You get that free lodging. You follow me? You want to be there because you choose to be there. Because you're a shareholder and you gave up your rights. I mean, how more simple can I get? Y'all want to sit here and talk all this shit about Don Kilam, and Don Kilam is still giving y'all that crap. Fuck them. I'm still doing my job. What's your job? I'm doing my job. What's your job? See, my status correction, unlike everybody else's bullshit, I'm shutting down these contracts, yo. I'm letting you know what it is. I'm letting you know what it is. Have you reported them to the SEC once you discovered the frauds, yo? That's what you got to do. You know, a lot of people want to talk that shit, but did they read what they're filing? Did they take the time to study what they're filing? Huh? I'm asking. So, they also, and we don't allow them to maintain or operate any business, personal property, or ownership interests as the principal. Peace and love, peace and love. We don't allow them to purchase or maintain insurance, reinsurance, and or bond rights herein. We don't allow them to sell, convey, lease, mortgage, manage, insure, improve, repair, perform any other act with respect to any of principal property, whether it's current ownership, possession holder, and or potential acquisition and procurements of ownership or possession placement with the express provision for real estate or real estate rights, privileges, powers without limit to the rights to remove tenants and or to recover possessions and settlements. This express provision without limit is also for the right to sell and to encumber any current homestead possession and or ownership and or potential possession and or ownership. We don't allow them to transfer any of the principal's assets to the trustee of any style of the SSK trust or any foreign cited trust, whether it be deed of trust, express trust, or irrevocable trust. Or revocable trust, or any other legal or lawful creation by principal, whether or not the said trust is in existence at the time of the transfer. Yes, exactly. Holder in due course. But a lot of people don't understand what a holder in due course is. Attorneys don't even understand what a holder in due course is. Facts. I teach attorneys. Facts. I have classes just for attorneys. Facts. Who else is doing that? I work for the yin and the yang. I keep it 100, but I'm a free agent. I do what I want. I was in Tampa, Florida in, I want to say, April, before they took their bar exam. There was 12 of them. They hired Don Kilam to come in. They contracted with your boy Don Kilam to come in and speak to them before their entrance exam. Because they already knew they was going to pass, because they all had the cheat sheets that they was handing around to each other, and the instructors knew. The instructors there knew it. They had all the answers right there on cheat sheets. It's all a play. Facts. You gotta understand the importance of an affidavit. Affidavit's a spoken word. Only an affidavit can hand down an order. Only the spoken word can hand down orders and make corporations do things. Even though they're trying to do artificial intelligence type shit. We're getting orders from a computer now, but you got to understand that there's still people behind the computers. You know, there's still got to be people to man the food when you order. There's still got to be Ubers there. You know, but I need you to know, like when I was and listening to somebody's YouTube today, you got to understand the trucking industry. When you're investing in stocks, the trucking industry is about to be dead because we got AI, artificial intelligence. They got shit driving themselves now, and they're investing in Tesla. Tesla's the ones that's going to be the head of that, the head of the trucking industry. Tesla's about to take over the trucking industry. Watch what I'm saying. So right now, you want to invest in Tesla. I can't make this up. You heard it here first. DonKilam.com. Straight up. Let me check the chat. Someone says, can you tell us about the black card from the Federal Reserve Bank? Have you seen one? Have you seen anybody with one? That's all I'm going to say. When you deal with the Treasury account, once you get it established right, you attach it to a private bank account. This is how you transfer securities from your account that you established with the TDA. You know, so check this out. Check this out. I did attend a seminar, right? It was supposed to be a 3-day seminar. It was in Orlando, Florida. And it was about some stuff like this. There wasn't hardly no melanated people there. There was only one, right? And she was the one that came in and said she had the Federal Reserve Black Card. And then they canceled the class. Like, there was no more of the class. Like, I never heard from that class again. Facts. I deal with I deal with American Express. I deal with Bank of America. I have to deal with Bank of England just to get my birth certificate. You know, these are the banks I deal with. Cause you gotta understand, they print paper. The Federal Reserve, the banks, they print paper, but they can't create currency. They can't create credit. You follow me? They literally have to trick you into signing up for shit. You follow me? I don't offset debt on the business side. If push comes to shove, you can, but don't do it. I play the game. I'm a good business slave. Y'all ain't ready to know about the Form 1455. I already put some of the stuff, the Patrick Devine method. Like, I got the Patrick Devine method. Check it out. Check it out. It's up there. But, I'm trying to teach y'all how to really operate out here. For real. And be honorable. Y'all sitting here trying to, chase some shit that y'all don't know nobody doing. You ain't seen it, you ain't heard of it. I'm showing you a black card. I'm showing you American Express. I'm showing you business credit. I'm living the life. I'm living the life every day. Like I'm talking, like when I'm talking to my board members, the first board meeting that I'm scheduling, the first major move I'm looking to make is a Bentley or a Rolls Royce or something. You know, I got the business. I got this we ain't here to argue, y'all. Don't be arguing in my platform. I got this business plan put together, and I feel like that's an asset. That's an asset. I'm not saying we buy it brand new. No, we can buy it a couple years old. Chauffeur, driver, but we can make sure we make it to all of our business meetings. You know, with the pandemic and all. You know, people are still out here scared. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I just want to make sure that I have a driver that takes me there safely and I feel safe. I'm putting forth the business proposal plan about having private security, private armed guards. This is what we doing. This is what I'm doing this week. This is what I'm doing this week. Peace, 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 everybody that's just joining. So that's what I'm on. I'm not out here offsetting debt no more. I can show you how, because I did it. I offset child support. But then I started learning the truth. Y'all got quit out here trying to get free shit. Y'all out here trying to get a free come up. There's no such thing as a handout. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You're going to pay for it somehow, some way. It's called yin and yang. So you gotta understand. So do this shit lawfully and legally. Learn the private side, learn the public side. Get your business established. Y'all sitting here, you really think you're going to come out here and get some millions for free? Tell me where they do that at. Now, there's shit that's out there that's due to you now. I'm not saying that there's not. Go acquire that shit, but make sure you're operating in your proper status. What the fuck is that? Big ass bug out here. Make sure you're operating in your proper status. Now I'm gonna keep going over this status correction. I might not be able to get everything. There you go. Now it says, make gifts from assets to members of the family and to such other persons and or charitable organizations with whom principal does establish a pattern to provide gifts. However, said Attorney General, non-averse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party may not make gifts of principal's property to the said Attorney General, non-averse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party. The principal hereby appoints your natural name, a non-averse, combatant party of the county in the country of the United States of America as substitute authorization and representative, and for the sole purpose to provide gifts of the property to the said Attorney General, non-averse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party as the event does deem to be appropriate. We put in there, the Attorney in General in fact shall not be liable for any loss. You have to put this stuff in there, man. Because you appoint yourself as Attorney General in fact. 1 second, man. There's a big ass bug out here. It was huge. You hear me? Boy, I make sure that motherfucker didn't crawl him. Oh! Motherfucker, I'm down in motherfucking Louisiana some motherfucker where. Straight up. So, you gotta put in there, you're not held liable for anything. Because people mess up, we all make mistakes. Herein given through gift and by grant to said Attorney General, non-adverse, non-belligerent, non-combatant party, full power and authority to do all and every act and thing whatsoever requisite and necessary to be done relative to any of the current events and the continuation as fully to all intents and purposes as principal might or could do if personally present. Next is the registration for memorial, an affidavit by the owner of collateral and security. As per the statute in the state that you're born, following being placed on the public record. Birth certificates are the register of titles is authorized to receive for registration of memorials upon any outstanding certificate of title, an official birth certificate pertaining to a registered owner named in said certificate of title showing the date of birth in said registered owner, providing there is attached to said birth certificate. An affidavit of an affiant who states that he or she is familiar with the facts recited, stating that the party named in the said birth certificate is the same party as one of the owners named in said certificate of title, and that thereafter the registrar of titles shall treat said registered owner of having attained the age of majority at a date 18 years after the date of birth shown by the said certificate. They all funny. As the affiant, a natural man state that I am familiar with the facts as stated in the certificate. That I was produced on, it'd be your birth month, date, and time, year. That my family followed a long tradition of not naming a child until after the 8th day of birth. It's important you put this in there. I was born in the hospital name located at the city of and the state and republic of. My mother's name is, my father's name is, my mother was born in this city and my father was born in this city. This is your own birth certificate that you're doing now, okay? Some people call it a certificate of nativity. The certificate was created a few days after the birth event of the Republic and signed by my mother, the treating physician, and the local register recorded this event on as stated in the certificate of live birth. The serial number for the certificate of live birth is, and it's registered with the county of your county. The Social Security number associated with the certificate of live birth, which is evidence of the state, is your Social Security number. The birth certificate instrument carries the great seal of the state of an official notary stamp of certification as to authenticity of the certificate of live birth. According to the law, evidence in the United States self-authenticating documents are that which can be admitted into evidence at a trial without proof being submitted to support the claim that the document is what it appears to be. In short, these are documents those which do not require outside evidence of authenticity in order to be admitted in evidence. This is for your own court right now. This is for your true own benefit. It gets better. There's more. You know what? This is a $200 document, okay? If you're joining me live in the chat right now, on the chat line, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. I'm going to tell you who's in there right now. I got 7 attendants right now. That's all I got. Let me see who's... most of them are on the phone. Send me your email. I'll make sure you get it. You can send me an email at malikkalam@donkalam.com. If you're not on the live right now, I'm not going to send it to you. You got till the end of the night tonight to send me the email at malikkalam@donkalam.com. That's MALIKKILAM@DONKILAM.com. I will send you this document I'm speaking of, which goes... Listen, man, the original document, before we remixed it and revamped it and did it all, we paid almost $2,500 for this process. When I say we, it was me and a few other people. We had one person do it, because this is how we do. We work smarter, not harder. We had one person do it, and we just all chip in. That's what we do. I'll put it in the chat for you. In the memo box, put status correction. Status correction live. Put status correction live. I'll make sure you get that document, and I'll make sure you get the Dr. Samuel Kennedy document. And this is my status correction. And I'll give you the other status correction documents that's attached as well, because this is not all. I got other ones too for the private side. This is just not it. This is just what I put in one form. And this is like 20 pages long. Don't put your email in the chat. You're going to have to send me the email. Send me the email in the comments. In the memo box, put status correction live. I'll make sure you get the documents. Now, next is the good faith and credit clause. The full faith and credit clause, Article 4, Section 1 of the United States Constitution, provides that the various states must recognize legislative acts, which are public records and judicial decisions of the other states within the United States. It states that the full faith and credit shall be given in each state to the public acts, records, and judicial proceedings of every other state. The statute that implements the clause, 28 U.S.C. A. 1738, further specifies that a state's preclusion rules should control matters originally litigated in the state. The full faith and credit clause ensures that judicial decisions rendered by the courts in one state are recognized and honored in every other state. And when we say these things, we talk about acts, we talk about government actors, you gotta understand, this is considered a fictitious play. It's all a game. It's a fictitious play. It's a story. It's a story. Statement of duress. The affidavit of duress and void declaration especially includes, but is not limited to, anything related to government franchises, disclosures of government, identifying numbers such as Social Security numbers or TINs, tax withholding or reporting forms such as the W-4 contract form, 26 CFR 31.3401A-3A and 26 CFR 31.3402 P1, tax returns or any other declarations of statuses, employee, taxpayer, individuals, inhabitants, U.S. citizens arising out of the tax citizenship, or licensing forms provided to the government, such as driver's license applications, applications for ID cards, voter registration, or benefit applications, as expanded versions of the duress statement, is contained at the following addresses, hereby incorporated into this document by reference. Then here's our resignation of agent and agency. The agency appointment is terminated and the register office is discontinued. The resigning to the Chief Executive Officer, the Chief Financial Officer, and Secretary of the corporations, or a person holding a position comparable to any foregoing is named at the address shown in the annual registration or in the articles of incorporation if no annual registration has been filed. I'm breaking down everything that's going on behind the scenes, and I'm trying to tell you, if you find this information valuable, leave a donation via the Cash App MOORBEAUTY7, MOORBEAUTY7. Make sure you take the time to like, subscribe, and share this to at least 3 different people. 3 different people you think will find this information valuable. Somebody asked me, he said, peace and love, my brother, can I get instructions on how to pay in Bitcoin, and are you still offering the 50% off with the Bitcoin? Indeed I am. So, the Bitcoin, you can go on DonKilam.com website, and the Bitcoin is right there. But he texted me directly, so I'm going to shoot him over everything right now. I do accept Bitcoin. All you have to do is, if you got Bitcoin, I got my QR code is right there on DonKilam.com, and I'm still new to it though. I'm gonna share it to him right now. See, with Bitcoin, the big currency, all you have to do is scan the QR code, just like the Cash App. You feel me? So it's easy, and then you can just go pick it up. And what goes around comes around. I utilize it. To buy a lot of different things online. And then when I have cash, I just deposit it at ATMs. There's ATMs everywhere for Bitcoin, but it's a stock too, so your money goes up and down. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. But no, Bitcoin's cool. You know. Okay. Also, if you're on the live, this is. She's talking about the refund. It says, just so y'all can see it too. I'm not gonna show everything, man. I'm gonna let y'all see, man. It says refund from DonKilam.com LLC. And the person who just sent this is Mega Chocolate. She's in the YouTube chat right now. But no. So I'm gonna go over this once again. Why you guys received the refund. So some people say they didn't receive the refund. I'm proving to you right now, we sent refunds to everybody. And here's why. Because if you sent the donation before August, we was not able to collect those funds. They was held. Those funds was held up. They was caught up. So we had to issue refunds to everybody in hopes that you would resend those donations. And then we can move forward. If you didn't resend the donations, we couldn't move forward. So that's why I'm telling you guys, if you got an unexpected amount back in your bank account, it was a refund from us. Go look at your refunds. We sent everybody refunds, and we sent them emails. Check your spam, whatever it is you got to do. I didn't call everybody and be like, hey, you got a refund. I sent people back and let them know. I sent the emails, and then now some people's acting confused about it or what's going on. So yes, we had to send refunds because I was doing seminars and was collecting on money, and we wasn't able to collect that money. I was working for free. I was coming out my own pocket, living off my own credit. So we issued a lot of refunds, and only about 20% of you guys actually sent the money back. So we lost out about 80%. We sent out almost $50,000 in refunds. So only about 20% of that we actually received back. So that's what I'm telling you guys, man. Y'all got the material free. That's what really happened. Because you got the money, and you got, if it was digital forms or digital files, you got that free. And I'm not mad at it. Hey, if there's a will, it's a way. Everything happens for a reason. That's how I look at it. Now, if it's before August, this is only through Stripe, though. So, also, and if you did a dispute, if you got the services and I got the money, then I'm going to fight the dispute, especially if I give you the service. But if it was through Stripe before August, don't worry about it. That's what it is. But resend a donation. Do it Cash App. So, you find the information I'm giving right now valuable. Cash App, MooreBeauty7, MOORBEAUTY7. You can sign up for one of the classes in the link below. The new website is securedpartycredit.com. We're getting that up and ready as well, securedpartycredit.com. But you got to make sure you resign of the agent and agency. Make sure they all get resigned. Make sure that the United States corporations make sure they resign. You have to tell them what to do. They work for the public. They work for your benefit. So you have to tell them what to do. You have to be a boss. Also, in our trust, in our status documents, is the trust declaration. Trust declaration that's lawful. This is good enough for any bank, anything. This is on the private side, though, so this is why we give it to the county deeds office. The trust declaration. It's a certificate of ownership of corporation and or assumed name record. Certificate of ownership for unincorporated business and assumed name record, or the DBA, or profession. Notice this certificate of ownership properly executed to be filed and recorded with the county clerk as provided by law. This goes to your county clerk, the recording office. So you put the name in which business is to be conducted, and that's your all capitalized name, and any all derivations of said business name. The business type, you put other. You put grantee, private, public, and then you put your signature. Business description is going to be commerce, grantee, private, public, and then your signature. I formally and forever stake my claim on the name, and that's your all capitalized name. Once again, as the owner of the true and real name, as a private attorney in fact. Private attorney in fact. You're a private attorney in fact. You're acting for agent in a private capacity. In proper persona, then you enter your lowercase name right here. Then the owner description would be grantor, returnee, settler, beneficiary, trustor, and then your signature. The post office, you put the care of, and we always utilize our virtual addresses that we set up. You know, we already have our own status correction that we set up, and I do this when you set up your on the public side. We're going over the private right now, but I always use a virtual address for the business already. Notice I claim all titles and deeds and want all such paperwork related to said DBA to be returned. I am claiming the writ of habeas corpus to institute and maintain action of any kind in the courts of this state to take hold of and dispose of property, either real, intangible, or personal, and exemptions from taxes or impositions. Under the form of creating a qualification or attaching a condition, the states cannot in effect inflict a punishment for a past act which was not punishable at the time the act was committed. I, the undersigned, am the owner of the above business, and name and address given are true and correct, and there are no other owners of this said business. Cost schedule: 110% of assessed value of the total assessment and cost plus 40% interest at the time of accumulated engagements. There's way more to go over. I'm just going over a little bit. Now, the next main document that's included is the affidavit of pledged collateral and security in the interest of the United States government. Again, that's affidavit of pledged collateral and securities in the interest of the United States government. And this is deriving from the code 18 U.S.C. 8, obligations or other securities in the United States defined. And we let them know I am not bankrupt and did not consent to the commandeering of my property at no time, nor the surrendering or the suspending of my rights, property or otherwise. I am not an enemy but a friend of the United States of America, and rebuke any presumptions to the contrary. And that is one part of the basics of the status correction. Man, there's hella bugs out here. But that's what I'm going over. Make sure you send the email to Don Kilam. Make sure if you find this information of value, leave a donation. I will put this, what we was going over, in the replay. For the members, if you're a Don Kilam, if you're a member on the YouTube, I was screen sharing. We'll make sure I download this video so you can see the screen share. Remember, every first Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have 1099 OID class. Welcome to your corporate education with your boy Malik Kilam. We are not licensed attorneys or tax experts. This is solely for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Every Monday, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, color law discussion. You will need a $10 donation weekly for this. You can cash app that to MooreBeauty7. It's MOORBEAUTY7. Make sure you put your email address in the memo box and put code right next to it. Color law discussion, COLD. We'll go over business law, trust law, contract law, child support, nonviolent cases, debt collectors, foreclosures, and much more. Whatever files you have when you're coming to it, and you come into the actual class, I give you the information. I'm going to be files exchanging as well. Alright, so the donation is for the files and the time. So, every Sunday, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here, man. It might be a little later, might be a little late. Dial in, 339-209-6935. Again, that's 339-209-6935. Every Sunday night, Much peace and love. I do this for y'all. I appreciate y'all being here with your boy Malik Kilam, DonKilam.com. Make sure you drop a donation, like I said, man. Every donation counts. The donations is what brings me to you. It's the donations that allows the fund and to keep this credit moving, and allows me to keep making this information, new, fresh information. It buys me time so I can study and come back fresh for you guys. And it allows me to feed you when I come to these meetings. When I meet you and when we have these seminars, I eat with my people, man. We sit there and we eat together. We laugh together. We cry together. Whatever it is, man, that's what we do. I do this for y'all, man. Much peace and love. Prosperity is your birthright. I appreciate everybody that tuned in with me and called in on the number, man. We got Fearless Moon. We got Otha. We got Robert. And we got Boys Idaho, we got Tanya, we got Tim Blackburn, who kept asking how to liquidate the trust, how to get the cash out. Listen, if your trust has a value and it's operating with a bank, then that's how you get the cash. Otherwise, you have to get it assessed. You follow me? You got to get the trust assessed. You have to give it a net worth. What did you put in the Schedule A? See, when you're really operating with a trust, you don't want it to have a value. You want it to be unlimited. You follow me? So when you have a private trust, we don't give stuff a value. We just put it in a private trust, because once you give it value, now you're operating in the man-made fictitious world. Because truly, nothing has a true value until you give it value. It's only worth what you feel it's worth. It's only worth what we've agreed upon it to be worth, and its value to us at this given time. Do you follow me? Do you understand? With that, I'm out, man. Prosperity is your birthright. You got to know it, baby. Much peace and love. See y'all tomorrow.